Greetings. Name's Takedown. Superhero. I fight crime. I suppress evil. But you want to know, who am I really? Well, my real name is Norman T. Rajatuk. By day, I'm an engineer at a toy company. That's right, I make toys. It's a great job. But by night, I fight crime. A better job. But how did I get my start? Well, it is a sad story. Tragic, actually. When I was about 9 years old, I had a best friend named Matt. Matt and I loved to read comic books. We loved to play superheroes. We loved to play cops and robbers. And one day we were at Matt's house. We found Matt's dad's gun. First real gun I'd ever seen. I was fascinated by it, the heft of it, the feel of it. So we were going to take turns playing cops and robbers with it. Well, it was Matt's turn first, so he got to be the cop. And he caught me, and then it was my turn. He handed me the gun, and I was about to yell, "You're under arrest." The gun went off. I don't remember much about that day other than Matt's father found us several hours later. I was still holding Matt in my arms. I'd blown a hole through his chest. My normal childhood ended that day. Several years of therapy, going to different medical centers, some legitimate, some quite unorthodox, and some downright unethical. But a lot of medications, steroids, a lot of testing procedures. By the time I was getting into high school, I was a pretty messed up kid. I was overweight. I was huge, well over 300 pounds. I ate to handle a lot of the guilt and grief. But once I got into high school, I started to get challenged academically. Found out I had a knack for science, math, building stuff. I loved making stuff. One time made a fountain pen that shot the ink 30 feet. Not very useful or practical, but still pretty neat. A rubber band ball that when I rolled it at somebody, I could time it to where it would explode and throw rubber bands everywhere. Then there's that radio I designed. I could turn it on and leave it somewhere. Every time somebody walked by, they got all dizzy. Some of them actually fell down. That was pretty funny. Then I got into college. By the time I was in college, I was making really good grades, taking a lot of engineering courses. I decided it was time for me to try to fulfill me and Matt's dream of becoming a police officer. But I knew I wasn't in shape to do it. So I started working out hard, taking karate lessons, playing volleyball, baseball, anything I could. Turns out, I always won. I had to learn the game first, but once I learned the game, I was always a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, a little bit more agile than everybody. Coach kept telling me, "Norman, give me 110%. And I did. I always gave 110% all the time. I was always a little bit better than everybody else. I really got into martial arts. I started competing, traveling the country. It was the same. I was always a little bit better than everybody. But my focus was on becoming a police officer. So I kind of put that aside for a while. Studied real hard, read every detective magazine, every police manual I could. So by the time I hit 21, I was ready. I went and applied. I was on the fast track. They were like, "Norman, you're in. You've got it made." Then there was the day I had to go to the firing range. I got up to the range, first time I'd ever touched a gun since I killed Matt. The range instructor handed me the gun. That's all I remember. Turns out I fainted. Just touching the gun, just seeing it made me nauseous, made me pass out. I tried again. I didn't give up after that one time. I went to private ranges. I hired private instructors. It was the same every time. Every time I touched a gun, I just passed out. Well, of course I got disqualified. I mean, no police department's going to hire a guy who can't even carry a gun. But I got very discouraged. But about this time I was graduated from college by now. A lot of engineering firms wanted to hire me. But a toy company, a local toy company, wanted to hire me to design and make new toys for their company. I thought, what better job is that? That's awesome. So I hired on. And as I worked in the toy factory, I got to thinking, why do I have to carry a gun to fight crime? I remember back to the comic books. Captain America didn't have a gun. Daredevil didn't have a gun. Batman. None of those guys had guns. But they had powers. What did I have? Well, I knew I could see in the dark. Everybody else would be stumbling around, but I could see it almost as clear as day. Now, bright light, that was my weakness. A flashlight in the eyes, oh, it dropped me to my knees. What else could I do? Well, there was my karate. And just my physical abilities. I was always a little stronger, a little faster, a little more agile than everybody. And my gadgets. There had to be some way I could make some gadgets that could help me in law enforcement. So a plan started to develop. Of course, I was short of funds. I had a grandiose idea of creating a battle van that I could roam municipal city and fight crime, but I didn't have the money for it, so I drive around in a used blue minivan. But I'll make it work. I'll make it work. There's bad guys out there, and I've got the know-how and the physical abilities, and I've got the drive to take them down. I'm going to take them all down, because I'm Takedown. So I guess you want to know more about my gadgets. What do I got on me? Besides my physical powers, what do I carry? Well, I carry listening devices. I created these. I can stick them anywhere. I can make them smaller, larger. The size really is to enhance the range. The big ones, I got a range of 1,000 miles or more that I can listen in. I've got my glue grenades. I throw these on impact. Bam! Big splatter field of glue, and it dries almost instantly. They're not going nowhere. But don't worry, it's biodegradable, and it dissolves in about 30-45 minutes. I've got my sleep grenade. I throw this in a room. Psst. Sleep gas emits. Drops them instantly. But ain't going to hurt them. But they will wake up with a head. I've got other grenades. I've got stun grenades. I've got bright light grenades. I can throw it in a room, flash, blinds everybody for a few seconds. I have to be careful though. That's why I wear my shades. Bright light has a really bad effect on me. Oh, I can stand the light in a room, an overcast day, but bright sunlight, oh, painful, painful. And a flashlight to the eyes, it'll drop me like a sack of potatoes. But don't tell nobody that. That's our secret, all right? And my armor. I've got body armor.